I am Snarl.
Okay, here's a look at Magic Square's MS-B59 Stregosaurrus. So here you can see what the front of the box looks like with the nice artwork of Snarl in robot mode. And the back of the box, you get your typical scenery image here with the silhouette of Snarl in his alt mode. And here is the bio and tech spec. Well, no bio, but just the tech spec. And then the side of the box, Magic Square MS-B59 Stregosaurrus with the silhouette of Snarl in alt mode. And the other side, MS-B59 Stregosaurrus with the same artwork from the front of the box. And then the top, Magic Square's nice G1 style logo. And the bottom, warning words and stuff. So that is a look at the box. And here is everything that you get. So let's go over them. First, starting off with the instructions. And here I always like to point out things with the instructions as well. But the transformation is pretty much the same like with the other Dinobots. It's just a lot of steps involved, and some areas can be a little tricky to kind of figure out, but the main thing is there's no major issues with worries of breakage or anything like that. And then we get my favorite, the bio card. So here you can see the bio card. It's always hard to see with the reflection from the light, but yeah, it's a nice artwork. And then here, yes, I don't know if you saw my review for their swoop, but I pointed out that the card was too big, and I would like to think Magic Square saw my review and they tried to correct that. So now they gave us the same size card. And here is my collection of the Magic Square cards, so you could see what I was talking about. You bring it out, and this is what came with the swoop. And then I was pointing out that yeah, this is a problem. It's very inconsistent. So now thankfully this was a really nice touch for them to do this, to give us the swoop. So now this all scales together, and I did put them in order, so I guess you could see my collection of the Dinobots. This is so cool. And now I have all of these now all in the same scale. So now this all fits in very nicely. But now, what do I do with this one? It's a nice card. It's just, you could see it's too big. But anyways, I digress. And then the other accessories that you do get your typical alternate hands. So these are open hands. These are cool. And actually there is a little wrist rotation on it, so that's also really nice. And then you could see this is on a ball joint, so it's just a simple plug and play. And then we do get his signature sword, which is nice. So here, to tab that in, you could just simply tab it into his hand. Nice little tight tolerance there. And now we have Swoop, I mean not Swoop, Snarl in his robot mode. So now here let's take a closer look at Snarl. But first let's do this. Let's zoom in and compare him next to the animation model, so we could see how well they captured the toon aesthetics. And you could see they did a really nice job capturing the toon aesthetics. That's one of the great things about Magic Square. They do a really nice job capturing the cartoon aesthetics. And then the back view, I guess we'll do it this way. You can see that, yeah, they did a nice job. Just, you know, this back piece, that's understandable. It's part of the transformation. But overall, I think they did a really nice job. Now, in terms of the figure, let's zoom in and take a close-up look at that nicely sculpted head. Yeah, this is a really nicely sculpted head. And then coming down, you could see the chest details, all the details from the cartoon. Really nice. But here's the thing I don't like. If you follow my channel, then you already know how much I really don't like the black. The hands also should be a dark gray, not a black. And I know Magic Square knows that just from their Combaticons. Yeah, they give you the different version with the darker gray instead of the black. So my point is they know it. So my complaint here is very valid. So hopefully if they do a masterpiece, they will rectify all that. But yeah, in terms of the figure, now the articulation. Let's just go over this really fast. It's on a ball joint, so his head can look up all the way. And it can look down a little bit. It can rotate side to side on a tight tolerance, and it can go all around. And then you could see the shoulders can go out to the side. They can go forward and back. You do get bicep swivel. You do get more than 90-degree elbow bend. You do get fist rotation. And then coming to the waist, he does have a waist rotation and ab crunch. Really nice. And let's come down here to his legs. The design here, I just wanted to point this out. I'm not really complaining about anything, but I just wanted to bring it to people's attention that Magic Square's design of the legs, I don't know why they chose to design it this way. And you heard that snap, so yeah, there is some catching here. So I don't really know if that's really a good way to design the legs, and I'm not sure why they designed it that way. But as a result of putting like the hinge, you could see it's the center, and then it's a little more towards the front. And I don't know if they did that so that you can have a full range articulation there, because I don't see any other reason why they put the joint in the front instead of the center. But anyways, his legs can go up all the way, and then they can't. There's little hip skirts here. They seem to have a problem there all the time. They hip skirts, and then the legs can go out to the side. You do get nice knee bend, more than 90 degrees. You do get thigh rotation. And I could point this out. You can also get knee rotation, but that's due to the transformation. And then the feet, the needed ankle tilt. So you do get that. And you could see just from the design, you don't really get any toe tilt up or down. But yeah, I don't think it's really needed. But you could see overall, this is a really nice figure. And then the back, nothing really to point out with the back. Just the tail, I guess, can kind of swing out a little bit and can go up. But that's about it. So that is a look at I said it again, Snarl in his robot mode. And now for some comparisons, let's bring out the new age version of Snarl. So here you could see what these two look like and the difference between the two. Typical new age, they have that nice paint finish, but I just noticed from the side you could see how long the lower leg is on the new age version. But pretty much they look about the same, because they're both trying to capture the same aesthetics of the character. Just the difference aesthetically, you could see that New Age does have that nice paint finish. And that's not to say that this is bad, because I said from the very beginning, I actually don't have a problem with this pale look, because I said many times this kind of looks like the cartoon. It's just this one kind of captures those scenes in the cartoon where you get some reflections from the light, So yeah, my point is there's really not much difference other than just the paint, and it just depends on you which one you like. But yeah, here you could see the difference between the two. The New Age, interestingly, seems a little bit bigger. So yeah, and then just for the heck of it, I wanted to bring out the Mech Fans toys. So this is the original Legends, where this is actually the KO oversize of the DX9. And here I just wanted to show you what this looks like. Because, you know, even though this is old, this is kind of like the stylized version, there's still something that's really nice about this figure. The paint, the metallic silver, the metallic gold, not very tune accurate, but from a design perspective, yeah, it does have some nice design features on it, you know, the sculpt and the paint and stuff like that. But yeah, here's a look at these three. So now I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but let's compare Snarl with his other fellow Dinobots.
Me, Grimlock, smart, inspired dumb dinosaurs fight too.
And here he is next to his fellow Dinobots. So now we finally have a group shot of all of them together. And I don't know if you see, but there is a little problem with the scale. And I purposely positioned these so that they kind of line up with each other. Because, yeah, the scale is a little off. So, for example, Grimlock here is the leader of the Dinobots, so he should be the biggest, right? And when you put him next to Sludge, you could see that Sludge, yeah, he is a little short. So I don't think that's very accurate. And then also, when you bring in Slag here, you can see, I think Sludge is supposed to be taller than Slag. So it's a little off there. And then also with the Snarl, just like the New Age, Snarl is a little bit taller than Grimlock. At least he's not that much bigger like New Age. But here you could see, I mean, I have him spread out here, but if I straighten him out, you could see that he will be kind of just a tiny bit taller than Grimlock. So the scale is a little off, but at least I can say the swoop is not as short as the New Age version. So yeah, here I'm just giving you a comparison with the scale so you could see what these look like. These are my two favorite Dinobots. Swoop is my favorite, Snarl is my second favorite Dinobot. But yeah, overall, aside from that, you know, if you position them in the way that I'm doing, they actually look really, really nice all together. So here is a look at all the Dinobots finally together. And for comparison with the New Age, I'm going to do it a little different here. I'm just going to do a swap of each one and just give you a quick comparison between the two. So here is Grimlock, and I didn't say this earlier, but this is another difference that I like. Look at the New Age. Instead of the black, it is the dark gray. And here the magic square is black. So that's not very tune accurate. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out real quick. So there's the Grimlock. And then let's bring out the Sludge. So we could see how these scale. And this is interesting. The New Age is actually taller than the Magic Square. So this kind of confirms what I just said, that the Magic Square's version of Sludge here is a little short. So if they do a masterpiece scale, which I really hope that they do, I hope they will rectify this by making sure that Sludge here is a little bit taller. But yeah, so here's a swap of that. And then another swap, let's bring out Slag. It's hard to remember the names. But yeah, here you could see the difference. Both of these, they actually look pretty good. It's just, yeah, there are some differences between the two. But yeah, you could see the comparison there. And so now let's swap him out. And then another swap, let's bring out the Swoop. And like I said, the Magic Square, at least he's a taller. Unlike the New Age, you could see how short New Age is. You could see how he doesn't really scale very well with the other New Age Dinobots. And then the last swap here, let's bring out the New Age version of Snarl. So here you could see the difference between the two. So here is the New Age version, here is the Magic Square version. And I don't think I pointed this out in the articulation, but yeah, the Magic Square always seems to have the nice butterfly joint articulation, and New Age unfortunately doesn't. So there's a difference between the two. And look at, like I said, New Magic Square always does a nice job of cleaning things up. And here you could see New Age, they didn't. And I'll just point that out a little bit more later. But now you could see here is the group shot of all of the New Age version of the Dinobots. And yeah, so one of the positive that I like, I told you the black should be dark gray. So at least New Age did make the use dark gray instead of black. But Magic Square always cleans things up. So like I said, here you can see New Age. You got the kibble exposed in there, and with the Snarl slag, you could see the kibble exposed in there. And it's actually the same thing with the Grimlock, but here they gave you a parts forming add-on piece to cover that up, but they didn't for the other ones. So yeah, and I'm not pointing it all out to say that Magic Square is better. I'm just pointing out the difference. But here I could show you what I was talking about. The Swoop, I think he's a little too short, like I said. And then the Snarl, I told you, he's just, I also, the same thing, I kind of spread him out so he's kind of squatting down a little bit. But you could see, yeah, he's just a little bit too big. But at least the Sludge here is, yeah, a little bit taller. And it's too bad you can't swap Magic Square or mix Magic Square and New Age just because of the inconsistency. New Age always has that nice paint finish, and then Magic, so it won't really blend in very well. But yeah, here you could see the group shot of all of the New Age version of the Dinobots. And for one last comparison, here's a look at the Mech Fans Toys version of their Dinobots. So here you could see these actually scale really well with each other. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. And then this is a stylized version, so it's not very tune accurate. And little other things I mentioned, like the ankle tilt. These are older figures, so they don't have the ankle tilt. So yeah. The getting them to stand all straight is you do have to kind of fuss with it a little bit just to make sure that they're all standing nice and straight. But here you could see what the Mech Fans Toys versions looks like.
And now we'd like our new Dinobots to introduce themselves.
I am Snarl.
So now let's transform Magic Square's Snarl into his Dino Alt mode and take a look at that. And here is a look at Snarl in his Dino Alt mode. So you could see they did a really nice job sculpting this figure. So now let's compare this with the animation model. And you could see that they did a really nice job capturing the cartoon aesthetics. All the little details are there, you could see. And then from the back view, it's pretty much the same. They did a nice job sculpting the figure, capturing all of the details. So they did a really nice job. So now let's zoom in and take a closer look at all the details. And here you could see it's a nicely sculpted head. Yeah, maybe it's missing a little white on the outer part of the eye. I forgot what it's called, the lacrimal papilla, I think. Yeah, because that was in the cartoon. But yeah, it's a nicely sculpted head. And in terms of articulation, look at, they did give you a neck articulation, so it can go up. The mouth can open, and in here, if you pull down, they did give you, I don't know what you call it, but a little port there for a blast effect that this didn't come with, but it would have been nice to have a transparent blast effect. But yeah, it's still nice either way that they did that. And then you could see the arms here, they rotate forward and back, and you can bend the front lower arm, so that's cool. And then they did give you a little toe tilt up, so that's kind of interesting. And then the back legs, pretty much the same thing, forward and back. It can actually go out to the side, and the back lower legs can also go back. And there is a toe tilt up and down for the lower leg. And then the tail, there is no articulation, but for me that doesn't bother me, you know, because I think Magic Square does that just to have a nice clean look, because that sort of is their style. They like to have everything nice and clean, which definitely captures a lot of the cartoon aesthetics. So I really like this a lot. They did a really nice job. So here is a look at Magic Square's Snarl. So for comparison, let's bring out the New Age version. And here you could see the difference between the two. As we all know, the New Age always has the nice paint finish, which captures a lot of the reflections. So it has a shinier look to it, which is kind of cool. But you know, like I said from the beginning of all the Magic Square figures, this pale color doesn't bother me all that much, because yeah, it does capture the cartoon aesthetics, even though there are some scenes in the cartoon where they rendered it to capture a lot of the highlight reflections. But yeah, so if we take a closer look, you could see this one, they also didn't paint the inner part white, but you could see because of the nice paint, you get that reflection. So it's kind of like an artist thing, you know, when you drawing faces, the eyes, you know how you get that highlight on the pupil. So yeah, it's nice. And then this one has pretty much the same articulation with the head, at least. Head can go up and down, the mouth can open, and they do have a an attachment for the blast effect. And the same thing with the arms, can go forward and back. And this also has like a toe tilt up. And the back legs, pretty much the same, but here they can go in forward and back rotation. And also the tail, you could see, does have the nice articulation. But as a consequence, you could see these really big parting line gaps. And that doesn't bother me either, because it kind of adds to the details. But here they did give you tail articulation. And like I said, it's pretty much all the same. They did, you know, sculpt and paint in all the details from the cartoon. So overall, both of these are pretty much the same in my opinion. It's just, you know, there are little subtle differences here and there. You know, this has paint, this doesn't. This has articulation, this doesn't. Yeah, but the engineering and the transformation design, yeah, that's different. All I could say is, you know, this is easier to transform. It's very intuitive, so I can figure this out. This one's pretty much, for me, the same thing. I could figure out how to transform it. It's just there's a lot more steps involved. But like I said, the most important thing is at least there's no concern with breakage or anything like that, despite the fact that there's so many steps involved. And then for one more comparison, let me bring out the previous early version, the Legends. This was the Mech Fans Toys, which is the KO oversize of the DX9, but this has that really nice metallic paint finish, the metallic silver, the metallic gold, which gives it a different look. There's something that I still really like about this figure. I'm not sure what it is. It's definitely not tune accurate, which is my preference. It's a stylized version, but the way they did it, there's something really cool about it. And here I'll point out their mouth here. They did give you some teeth, which both Magic Square and New Age didn't give you. So that's a nice little touch there. And then you could see it has the transparent plastic here, kind of capturing the original G1 toy design. Yeah, so there's something still really nice about this figure. So yeah, here's a look at those. And so now for one last comparison, let's bring out his other fellow Dinobots.
Me, Grimlock Smart, inspire dumb dinosaurs fight too.
They inspired, all right. Now we fight together.
And for one final comparison, let's bring out all of the other Dinobots so we can get a nice group shot here. If I can see if I can capture all of these guys all together. So here you could see what he looks like next to Swoop, as they both appeared in the cartoon. And then let's bring out the leader, Grimlock, so you could see how he scales next to Grimlock. And then let's bring out Sludge, so you could see what he looks like. And last, let's bring out Slag. So here now is a group shot of all these guys, and this is a really nice looking set. So now let's zoom in and take a closer look. So here again, a close-up look at Snarl next to his buddy Swoop there, next to Grimlock and Sludge and Slag. So here you could see what these guys look like all next to each other. This is really a nice looking set. And I don't know how I'm gonna be able to show you the comparison of all of these with the New Age, but here, let me see if I can try to do it this way to see if I can show you what these two look like next to each other. Yeah, so you could see the difference. For the most part, they pretty much are the same in terms of the shape and sculpt, but yeah, there's little differences between the two, like with the articulation, the paint finish, and the transformation. I don't want to digress and get all into it, but yeah, like some figures such as the New Age Grimlock, yeah, this I don't want to use the word better, but here I just want to point out the difference that I think Magic Square's design worked a little bit better than the New Age, because just for a few examples, with the New Age in robot mode, it's a parts former, so you need to remove these to transform it into the Dino alt mode, so that's not really good. And then here, Magic Square's design, they made it so that the Autobot symbol on his chest is hidden away because it's supposed to be on the Dino chest here. But with New Age, yeah, they didn't really accommodate for that, so now you got two Autobot symbols there. And then one of the big differences, look at the articulation with the legs is backwards, and you can see with Magic Square, yeah, this is done well. So yeah, there's some differences, but yeah, I just wanted to point that out because out of all of them, I think the Grimlock was Magic Square's Grimlock turned out a little bit better than the New Age. But yeah, overall they're both nice figures. But anyways, instead of rambling on and on, I'm just gonna end my review here and just give you my final thoughts on this figure. This is actually a really nice figure that goes really nice with the other Dinobots that they came out with. And there's really nothing negative to point out about it. It's just it's just an involved transformation like with all of these, but this is not like some other companies where it's just overly complicated and the quality of the plastic and the engineering that leads to breakage and stuff like that. So there's no worries. It's just the main thing is you just gonna have to spend time trying to transform it. But overall, it's another well done figure, as with all of these. Other than the swoop, if you saw my review, the swoop, yeah, if they do a masterpiece version, which I really hope they do, I hope they will redo the swoop to kind of fix that the beak, the faux beak for the chest in robot mode. And here it's showing here on his crotch area, which looks funny. But anyways, that's it. That's my final thoughts and review for the Magic Squares mini masterpiece version of Snarl.
Sludge not see these Decepticons before.
Not see again either, because we dynamite them to pieces.